All right, fill it. It is here, the biggest sporting event in Zimbabwe for 2023, and we've saved the best for last. Right here on ZTM Prime, we are bringing you the Betterbrands Petroleum Racing 2023 Zimbabwe Summer Series, and it is live and exclusive right here at Donnybrook Park Racecourse in Mavuku. And joining me as we build up to this event, which starts later tonight, is one of the key organizers. That's Joe Tavares. He's from EMX Riding in France, and he's responsible for making sure that we have 24 international riders that have come through. Joe, thank you, and welcome to ZTM Prime. Welcome to Zimbabwe. Maybe just talk us through your experience so far. I know you've been here before, but it hasn't been as big as this.
Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, it's absolutely great to be here, and we've had an incredible response, an incredible welcome, and I can see this as the start of really big things to come for Zimbabwe, and we can safely say that Zimbabwe is now officially on the international motocross and supercross map, without a doubt.
All right. I know Betterbrands Petroleum Racing has played a key role in helping you bring these races here. Maybe if you can just talk us through that as well.
Well, Betterbrands has just been absolutely incredible. I mean, they really are the big team behind the scenes, you know, and they've provided the infrastructure, the finance. They've just created a package which, as I mentioned to you before, it's not the first for Zimbabwe or even Africa. It's the first on the planet to do something like this. We've organized so many races around the world. We've never ever had this kind of response or this kind of support ever.
And what do you think this means for motorsport in Zimbabwe?
Well, at breakfast this morning, every rider wanted to know when are they coming back again. So I think that should cover it all. I mean, the response is incredible. The guys love it. I mean, and it's so unique in every way. You know, the tracks, the terrain, the climate. You know, we're coming out of -8 and snow. So this has been an incredible opportunity for the guys.
To like 40 plus degrees. Eh?
Yes, yeah, incredible, yeah.
I know you've just brought some of the riders for us to have a quick chat with. Maybe if you can just introduce them, and then we can have a quick word with them.
Okay, so we've got a very interesting young rider. He's from South Africa, but he was based in Europe last year. Jordan van Wyk, come through Jordan, and Jordan will be joining us probably in Europe or the United States next year. And he's a 125, 250 rider. He rides both classes. He's still young, but he's right up there already. And I'll leave it up to Jordan.
Jordan, obviously in Zimbabwe for this fantastic event. What have you made of the preparation so far?
Yeah, I've just been looking at the track, getting ready and having a good time here so far.
Right. And I know you've been racing across the world. How important, and you're from South Africa as well, how important is it for us to have events like this, where we have big international riders from across the continent coming through and competing with the locals as well?
Yeah, it's good exposure for the country and the riders here to like race against European guys that are faster, and yeah, it's a good experience.
And just looking at your own journey, when did you start racing? Because I know a lot of guys start riding at like 4 or even 3. Maybe walk us through your journey and what you've been able to achieve so far coming into this particular series.
Yeah, I started racing at 4, and since then I've been doing good, getting top 3s in MX Nationals in SA, getting good, like in a good team, Ridgeway Racing in Joburg, and then I've won African Nations once in this year in Cape Town, and represented South Africa 2 times for Junior Worlds and about 6 or 7 times for African Nations.
And how confident are you that you can do a clean sweep at Donnybrook this Wednesday, Friday and Sunday, I mean?
Yeah, I feel good and confident about this because I've been preparing for it for a while now, and I feel ready for it, yeah.
Thank you very much, and all the best. Joe, that's something that we tend to see when it comes to racing. Young riders, how young can a rider start racing?
Well, you know, some of the top riders, if you look at some of the top riders today, like Ken Roxon and James Stewart, these guys, they started 3-4 years old. And Europe has got a very, especially Europe, has got a very specific standard that you have to stick to. And to give you an idea, if you want to be a trainer in Europe, well, in France anyway, you have to actually go to university for 4 years to study.
What do you study in university for that?
You study everything from the morphology, from the anatomy, technique, from mechanical. But it's mainly for the safety side and to make sure that the guys started with a good proper technique. And I guarantee you'll see some really incredible technique with the guys we brought out. The young guys from the age of 6, 7 that are racing in the Europeans that already got contracts with teams. So they take it very seriously, and these guys, this is what they want to do. Like Jordan, this is going to be his profession. He forgot to tell you about the whole shot he got in Spain. which is the whole shot is when you beat everybody to the first corner as a rookie for his first European venture. So he forgot to say that.
As a humble young man, let's just call it that. But up next, who are we speaking to amongst the international riders that are coming?
Well, it's Adam Chatfield, and the reason we want to chat to Adam because Adam's a real veteran in the sport. He's in his, let's say, mid-30s, eh?
Yeah,
and Adam has raced all over the world. He's done GPs, he's done EMX races. He's got a very long pedigree in British nationals, Red Bull Classics. And he races in South America. He's just got back from Loretta Lynn's, which is the pinnacle Olympics in his category. I think which category you were in at Loretta's?
It was actually the Minios, Minios in Florida. Yeah, I was in the plus 25, the 30 and the 35 in the veteran classes, just for fun.
Just hearing him just roll off your CV there. You've been there, done that, but Zimbabwe, I'm sure, is not a place you've been to too often.
No, it's not. I've been to a lot of countries around the world racing, and so when the opportunity came up with Joe and to come here, I thought it'd be great to check it out. And it's everyone's been really welcoming in, and like the setup and what they put on here is very impressive. And I've been to a lot of places. It's probably one of the best setups with all the new bikes and everything. I'm really excited about it.
And in terms of maybe just what this can do to the motorsport community here in Zimbabwe, having been around the world, events like this where we have Joe and his team bringing in international riders from across the world, what can they do for the local industry?
Yeah, it's great for everybody, to see the setup and everything they've got. They've got a good setup already, so in the track, everything, they put a lot of effort in, which is will only help grow the sport for all the other riders.
In terms of your own ambitions, what can fans expect from you during this particular series, and maybe just a rallying call to them to come through to Donnybrook and just watch you guys in action Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday?
Yeah, no, it should be good. Like I said, I'm one of the older guys here actually, so I'm just kind of doing it for fun. A lot of these younger guys are taking a bit more risks, but I can do what I can and see how we get on.
All right, thank you very much. All right, Joe, I know when we look at motocross, there's different categories and, whether it's happening at night or during the day. Maybe just give us a brief breakdown in the context of the different categories and the events that are happening Wednesday, Friday and Sunday here at Donnybrook.
Sure. Okay, so the two main disciplines are supercross and motocross. There's some other disciplines as well, but that's what we're sticking to here. They're the most popular events that we have worldwide. The Supercross is a shorter track. It's more high impact, more, I would say, high energy. It's what the fans love it because lots of jumping and lots of, I don't want to say taking outs, but a lot of block passing, and the competition is close because the tracks are slightly smaller and the competitors are slightly tighter. The start is shorter, so they all come into that first corner together, so it's very exciting. And then the motocross is a slightly longer track, usually about a 1 minute 45, 1.7 kilometer long. And that's where the top guys show this, because you remember that when they take off from the start, their heart rate goes up to between 180 and 200 in a few seconds. So their cardio comes into it, the way they breathe. We're racing at a very high altitude here, 1,600, 1,700 meters. So they have to really acclimatize. They have to practice their breathing routine before the race. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be really great.
All right, next up, we talk to someone from the States, right?
Yes, yeah, we got another rider with a huge pedigree. I don't know Ryan Surratt well, but I definitely know his history. He races as a pro in the United States on 450, and he's also done that whole mini O's, Loretta Lynn's. He's come through. He's one of the top riders at the moment, professional riders in the USA, riding supercross and motocross. And I'll leave it up to him.
Ryan, we were just speaking before we came on air, and you were telling me you've been to Africa before, Uganda in particular. First time in Zim. I know you've had a lot of time to see the country, but like from the setup that's here at Donnybrook, maybe your impression so far?
Yeah, I got here last night and haven't seen much, but coming to the track, it's cool to see everything's coming together and everyone's doing a lot of work and it looks good.
And a champion racer who's clearly done so well around the world. Why Zimbabwe? Why come here?
I mean, why not? It's a cool trip. I love traveling. I love going everywhere across the world and riding my dirt bike and just living the life to the fullest.
Maybe to the fans at home who'll be watching on TV and to the guys who'll be able to make it here to Donnybrook Race Park, what are some of the things that you would probably, let's give them a teaser of what they can sort of expect, not just from you, but from the riders who'll be here throughout Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday?
Yeah, there's a lot of fast racers here, so there's gonna be a lot of action. It's gonna be a lot of good racing, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
A lot of fatness. That's exactly the word that we're getting from the different riders who've been here. So, Joe, yeah, all set and done. I think can we say we're ready to go for the first event tonight?
Yeah, we're definitely on it. I mean, all the bikes have arrived. The fuel is here. The parts are here. All the guys are ready. They're all sort of chugging at the bit there. And we're just going to go start with the technical control, and then I'll have a small lunch. A short lunch, and then they'll start with the warm-ups, and then they'll start with the qualifying. That's going to be interesting to see where the guys fall in, with their chronomet. Chronomet, sorry, it's in French. And the guys are really excited, and everybody's got a brand new bike, except for maybe one or two riders, and they've all brought their suspension, their special electronic parts, their handlebars, their seats, so they're ready to go.
All right, thank you very much, and thank you for introducing us to some of the races. All right, that is Joey Tavares, who is part of the organizers for this fantastic Betterbrands Petroleum Racing 2023 Zimbabwe Summer Series. And you know what? We wouldn't be having this event if we didn't have our good friends at Betterbrands, and I'm joined by Selina. Selina, good afternoon. I know it's been hectic for you, especially in the build-up to this, just trying to make sure that everything is ready. There was a lot of speculation. Some people saying, are these big international riders going to come through? We've just spoken to a couple of them. 24 of them are here. Maybe just let's start there. How important is it to have such international world-class riders coming through here in Zimbabwe, in Donnybrook, in Mavuku?
You know what? When this was sold to me as a project to spearhead, it was branded as, we want to do something so big, something that's never been done before. And now to see it come to life with so many efforts all around, it's such an amazing opportunity to showcase what African children are doing. Because, yes, it's great that we have international riders that have come to give us real competition. What I cannot even begin to fathom is the stage that we've created for Donnybrook, for the riders, for every single person who's been involved in all of this. Imagine what a show we've managed to stage. And now as it starts unfolding, what a beautiful thing to be a part of, and what a beautiful thing for our country to be the first. You heard it, the first on the planet. How amazing is that? Absolutely
fantastic, and I can't argue against it. And then as Betterbrand, obviously that investment not only into just the community, but into motorsport, particularly the events here at Donnybrook. Why motor racing? Why not any other sport? What was the dangling carrot, if I could call it that, for you guys?
So it started with a dream of our patron, Mr. Sakupwanya. His kids ride. So for him, it was an emotional decision that we came on board to back up, because he feels so passionately about seeing his kids on this track every weekend, coming to practice, coming to race. So it's a dream that he sold to every one of us, and we bought into it, because what a wonderful dream. For him, it was an emotional decision, but for us, look at just how much we've managed to put Zimbabwe on the map just because one man had an emotional dream.
Well, it's a good emotion, because I was speaking to Judah earlier on as we were walking through the pit, and his passion. I asked him, so did your dad put you onto racing? He's like, no, I put him onto racing. So that's absolutely fantastic. Maybe just before we let you go, to the viewers at home, to everybody who's probably hearing about this, reading it in the paper, and is considering coming, maybe your word of encouragement in terms of how they can come in and take in the festivities, when it's happening, how it's happening.
Please come to Donnybrook. So the show is on today, Wednesday, and on Friday it starts at 4 p.m. and on Sunday it starts in the morning. It's full day. So I would say to the people that are considering coming, what do you lose? Come and watch the action.
It's never happened before.
It's never happened on this scale of this magnitude before. Do you not want to be a part of the history? I mean, come on.
Well, I can tell you that ZTM Prime is going to be a part of that history, and we'll be capturing all the action live here from Donnybrook Park Racecourse. It is the Betterbrands Petroleum Racing Summer Series 2023, and it's going to be live and exclusive.